Yes, Honorable Keynan, you had a point?
Yes,
and factually, Raila did not contest in 2002.
Sorry, in 2007, sorry.
I think let's deal with facts.
Sorry.
Let's deal with facts. Honorable Kaluma is a lawyer and is also a product of one of aristocratic families, and I hope Honorable Raila will allow you to take over ODM at certain stage. That's with a light touch. But reality, let me first of all, he has alluded to the changes actually in Parliament. Let me say this. Under the current constitution, under the current statutes, coalition, pre-election coalition, post-election coalition are actually allowed. We as Jubilee have decided to invoke the exit clause. We have given notice, and therefore, we are no longer part of Azimio.
You're not part of the coalition political party.
We have given exit. Of course, theoretically, the people we have been around, once we have given that exit notice, we are no longer. To the best of the 34 members of Parliament, we are no longer part of Azimio. Of course, the time will come when officially they're still taking us around. There are a number of issues that been on record.
Are you going for by-elections?
Yeah. We are quitting as a coalition, as a party,
as a coalition.
not as an individual.
No, but you're elected under Azimio.
No, that is a coalition.
Jubilee.
The law allows post-election, pre-election. We have given notice.
See, this is the discipline we are talking about.
Right. I want you to understand the law, the same law that you described too. UDM has also applied, has also done the same. But equally, you need to understand this. What causes all this? The same thing that caused Wetangula to exit, the same thing that caused Musalia Mudavadi to exit, the same thing that caused Kingi to exit, the same. That has been part of the history of the dynamics of actually this coalition. And nobody will accept, in this broad daylight, who will accept to be mistreated? Who will accept to be demeaned? Who will accept to be colonized?
How are you being mistreated?
If I say certain things on TV, I'm sure you'll not lie. But
no,
I think with due respect, let's leave it, because it's now moving on. Some of the issues are in court. But all I say is, we as Jubilee, and you have had our SG talk about it, okay. I think let that be respected. And we are doing it within the law. Secondly...
and I'll allow you to go to your second point, Honorable Keynan. I want to ask you, why? Why are you no longer a party to the Azimio coalition political party?
Because of the issues that we have raised. We have written...
For example?
We have been with... You see, first of all, we are not party to the arrangement that led to the formation of that coalition. It was done by the leaders then. But I think we were duped as Jubilee. Because look at the structure of Parliament. The structure of Parliament. Literally all the positions, we were duped actually, we were conned as Jubilee. Let me put it as our acting SG has rightly put it. We were conned. The same way Wetangula was conned, the same way Mudavadi. History repeats itself.
No, you are conned out.
Okay.
All our positions were taken by your party.
Taken away.
No, but
by your party.
You are in the most important positions.
No, please, let me speak for myself.
You will allow me to rebut. You will allow...
I will explain. All our positions. Jubilee is the second largest party in the opposition. Ideally, we ought to have got either the minority leader or the minority whip or the deputy minority leader who occupies. Our position in PSC was taken. Our position in literally, even in the committee formation. That being the case, and it's an issue for debate. In this broad daylight, we'll subscribe to broad daylight political conmanship.
Okay. Now,
we will not.
Okay.
As Honorable Ali Roba and his party UDM have done the right thing to quit, because he will have been abused the same way these other people were also abused. Okay. That being the case, there's something my brother had said here.
Okay, you will rebut.
No.
Keynan, we must deal with that.
Kaluma.
This is something very important.
Finish up.
If truly you believe in the oversight of Parliament, as you have rightly alluded, which is true, because Parliament being the first arm of government, then why do you resort to mandamando? Why do you resort to inciting innocent people? Why don't you discharge your mandate as the duly elected representative of the people of Kenya and say, look, you are a member of a committee, you are a member of all political caucuses, you have been elected, you can bring private members' motion, you can bring private members' bill, you can move the house, you can do anything. Why will you do the same things that you ought to do on the floor of the house in the streets? That is the bit that we are resisting. Okay. Because my brother here is one of the most seasoned, sober leaders here. He has every right to advocate for the rights, for the aspirations, for the thinking of his political party. But instead of doing it, you want to do it in the streets.
My brother,
that is why the issue my brother here has raised.
Yes.
Even him, his role as the elected representative of his conscience, he has given it back to the villages in the form of demonstrations. But finally, let me say
Okay,
this.
but okay, I have to stop the time.
The issue of constitutional commission.
Order.
You have had, actually, you have not.
Honorable Kaluma, order, members.
The issue of constitutional commission.
I'll come to you. I'll come to you. Please, let me now query on this because Honorable Mbowe has been waiting. I did inquire why, because you're now supporting the administration of the day. And allow me to read you this quote from Jeff Amason Kingi, the Pamoja Africa Alliance Party leader. This is the Jubilee Party, NDC, in 2022. He said in presence of former President Uhuru Kenyatta, if this formation, he said, does not sit in State House in the August elections, all this will go to waste. You are there in that meeting of the Jubilee NDC. He said, we will be exposed to tachinjwa na unajua nani atatuchinja. He meant then Deputy President William Ruto. Na unajua nani atachinjwa wa kwanza. He meant Uhuru Kenyatta. And then a week later, he was at the current residence of then Deputy President. And you, as a Jubilee Party member, you are now supporting the government of the day. You have talked about multipartyism and the need for the opening up of this space. Where is the ideology? Where is the policy that ought to be underpinning you? Why all this zigzag political formation by all parties, including you, other members of parliament, who are elected on this party ticket, then they support others. In the next election, they still not hold that party again. And it's so problematic.
The vibrancy and the pragmatism actually in our constitution allows for formations before the election, after the election, taking into account the national...
Which provision allows after?
That is why we as Jubilee, not as Keynan, we have made a conscious decision. Somebody can run around with the souvenirs, but we as Jubilee, as current constitution, we have made a decision to exit that abusive marriage of Azimio. And we are not the first.
Is it the ideology and the policy that drives political parties? As a seasoned politician,
the self-interest.
No.
I think you are being subjective. You need to understand this.
Yes.
You are being subjective. You need to understand this. We are following the law. We are following the due diligence. The due diligence is we are part of a coalition. We have given notice. We are exiting.
Let me add this.
As to who will support and what we'll do will be our...
Which law are you following?
Now, but let me say this.
Which section?
Political parties act on coalition formation.
You know,
Ayub, I want you to get this. This thing has not started yesterday. What did Wetangula say? This divorce will be noisy, will be messy.
And we'll have casualties.
Is it 2023? The casualties are who? The presidency of my father here. Because Honorable Wetangula led the entire Western nation, in particular Bungoma, in giving over 300,000 votes
Correct.
to the current president. Maybe the circumstances. What did our friends get? An exchange for the office of the minority leader in the Senate.
Thank you.
Bad manners.
Okay, Honorable Mbowe.
Now, you get Mbowe